2 weeks ago, I raised, together with others in leaders' questions, the question of the Duns strike. I described Duns as behaving like 19th century dock owners, using their ability to give or withhold work as an instrument of control, punishment and reward to create a submissive workforce. Since then, you had the successful strike of a majority of Duns workers, but also that description of Duns and how they behave has been absolutely vindicated by their response to the strike. What has happened is outrageous victimisation, retribution against those workers that stood up against low-hour contracts, lack of security, short-term contracts, low pay, lack of dealing with their union. You've had workers dismissed within 24 hours of the strikes taking place. You've had cuts to hours that are punitive. You've had moving of workers from one department to another simply to punish them, and you've had shift pattern changes simply designed to put people out. It's outrageous behaviour by Dunnes Stores. It should be condemned by everybody in this House. And the workers should be supported by the public and by their union in taking further action to push Dunnes back and to show that it's not acceptable. But what's happening in Dunnes is symptomatic of the so-called recovery. A low-hour, short-term contract, low pay, bullying employers. And in many senses, the Dunnes workers are in a better situation than many workers because they're unionised, because they have a union to stand up with them, because they can take action with their other workers. But it's precisely the model of recovery pushed by the government. It's pushed by their actual actions in terms of job bridge, gateway, first steps, driving, mandatory forced labour for young people in particular, driving down wages for all. And it's created a recovery for the rich. The richest 300 people having increased their wealth by over 60% between 2010 and 2014. And so if we want a recovery for the majority in this country, we need the kind of measures outlined in the motion: a ban on zero-hour contracts, full implementation of the EU directive on part-time work, a ban on exclusivity clauses in addition, the right of people to have banded hour contracts based on their actual hours worked. But we also need trade union organisation, mandatory trade union recognition, and a repeal of the Industrial Relations Act to ensure that you have organisation on the ground to ensure those things are carried through.